All right, so you are Berlin Francis. Your DOC number is 278325. You're here seeking a commutation of your sentence. You were sentenced in Lafayette Parish, December of 2009 to 25 years for an oral sexual battery conviction. Mr. Francis, is that information correct?
Yes, ma'am, it is.
Thank you. Mr. Freeman.
Okay, Mr. Francis, how old are you at the current time?
I was 40. I had just turned 40.
Okay, and how many years have you served on this incident offense?
12 and a half. Next month on the 7th would be 13 years.
Okay, what is your educational level?
I'm a high school dropout in the 10th grade. I'm currently in educational program, which I'm having trouble getting math through with my disability.
What disability is that?
I catch seizures, sir, and I'm short-term memory.
Okay. Okay, Mr. Francis, I look at your arrest report and it goes back and forth. So tell me actually what happened. Tell me what's the deal? What went on?
Yes, sir. At the time when I committed my offense, sir, I was under the influence of intoxicated, drinking and drugs. I've been partying. And I do admit to the fact that I have a problem with drugs and alcohol, and I'll take full responsibility of my actions. I have no regrets because of the fact that I own up to it. I admit I have remorse sincerely, and it was just a bad decision on my part. It was a horrible mistake that I'm gonna regret for the rest of my life.
Okay, well, tell me exactly, what happened? That's where all the story gets all confusing. What happened on that night?
I came back home from drinking, partying at the strip club, fully intoxicated on drugs. I've been smoking weed, smoking blunts, doing rocks, sniffing cocaine. And when I went home, I wound up laying down on the sofa. My daughter came by, my stepdaughter, and I wound up trying to penetrate with her, thinking she was my wife.
Okay. But at least it sounds a little bit closer to what the arrest report said. You didn't go into the bedroom and carry her to the sofa?
Sir, if that's what it was said, yes, sir.
And you never did think it was your wife that was laying next to you?
No, sir.
What was your drug of choice back in those days?
Marijuana.
And what else? You said you've done some rocks and other things too?
Cocaine.
Okay.
I was mixing them together, smoking it.
What do you plan to do about these problems if you get out of prison?
I'm continuing seeking help. I have a mentor on the outside, and I'm also got treatment set up for me to go to rehabilitation classes.
Okay. Back in 7186, you got arrested for manslaughter. Tell me what was that about?
I was coming home.
Battery.
I was coming home from by my brother and my dad at the time when they was 11, and I passed by the well, and a friend of mine was going to fight with another man over his girl. I tried to stop him. I got hit, and I wound up fighting the dude that hit me. Wound up breaking his jaw in 2 different places, and when they wound up doing the investigation, I was working at Cintas at the time. I turned myself in.
Did this man die from his injuries, or was it just attempted manslaughter?
It was manslaughter, sir, because I admit to my fault, and they wound up dropping it to 2nd-degree battery.
Okay, so someone did die over the incident.
Yes, sir. He died over the overdose of Demerol from UMC, University Medical Center.
Okay. Also, you had a simple burglary in 1998, it looks like.
Yes, sir.
Received 2 years DOC, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, in the record, they also show a letter from a counselor in Louisiana that stated that as a juvenile, you had sexual battery with your sister and a friend of hers. Tell me about that.
We was young. I was being told by my brother at the time that it's part of life. We have to have sex with our same sibling. That was a mistake. That was a lie I live under. And it was a horrible mistake because I regret that. It wasn't true. It's not part of life. It's a sin.
Okay, and then while in juvenile, what, I think in California, you had some sex charges?
In California,
It just says while a juvenile. He was in a foster home and you had some allegations?
yes, sir. I was in a foster home and I don't recall what happened then because I was young at the time. I've been in and out of foster home.
And they put you in a group home and you got some more charges for crimes against nature. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. That too, sir. At the age that I was, I can't recall exactly what all took transpire, but I do remember me being in a group home.
Tell me about some of the classes you've taken in prison. Which ones have had the greatest effect on you?
Yes, sir. I took risk management for my sex charges to learn more of my disability, my addiction would trigger me. I took AANA. I took risk behavior management. I'm currently a facilitator and a mentor through Malachi Dad, Value of a Man, to PUCOS, Financial Peace, Business Management, RDAP, and also effective communication. I'm currently training and teaching the classes that I learned towards other guys that are having problems like me, identifying the traits and the factors.
What is your triggers when it comes to sexual offenses?
Trigger, sir, would be watching porns, which I now don't have and don't watch because I know it's one of my weaknesses. And I'm seeking help behind that. When I do see it, I go through counseling.
You have strong law enforcement opposition, DA and the sheriff. Grandmother is opposed. Said you agreed to the amended sentence because you thought that your past would have gotten you a larger sentence.
I agreed to the sentence because my lawyer told me it would have been best to take the plea. And what was the deal with that? I didn't know the law and I still don't know the law, but I'm trying to learn it. So I took the 25.
Okay, and also I saw one time in one of your arrest reports, you made the statement that, it wasn't an excuse, but that your stepdaughter was mature for her age. So porn, you watch and stuff, is it mostly of juveniles?
At that time, I was child molested. I grew up telling my mom that I was raped by my own brother. My dad, my mom told me, it's life. Get used to it. It's part of life. I live with this burden thinking, this is what life is all about. This is what I gotta deal with. This is how I gotta live. Truth be told, it's not.
Okay, you had 14 write-ups and you've been in prison. The last one was 2016. What was that write-up about?
I don't know about the 14, but I definitely know about the third month, the 13 of 2013.
What was that about?
An officer at Winfield asked me to do something, and I just told the officer how I felt, and I was wrong. I should have complied instead of disobeying.
What is your transition plan if you were to get out? Where are you gonna live? Where are you gonna work?
I have a job lined up with Benito Castro working at Idea Marketing. I have pre-release working on a residential plan as we speak. And I have a little bit of financial money saved to get a car and go to work.
I have no further questions.
Thank you, Mr. Irving. Warden Russ, is there anything you can add?
Yes, the record does show that his last disciplinary report was May 8, 2016 for disobedience. He's been here for a little over 4 years now. He has a low title risk assessment score. He is minimum custody trustee. He is a certified mentor in our transition program here at the institution. Lieutenant Morris, who's the security supervisor for that program, did do an evaluation on him and gave him a positive conduct, positive work performance, positive attitude, and work ethics. He has completed several other rehabilitative courses as relative to his programming. And he have completed the 4 phases of sex offender treatment.
All right, thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, we'll hear now from Mr. Francis' sister, Bernice Francis.
I don't know if y'all can see me or not.
No, we
Can you-
can hear you, though. Hear you fine.
Okay. Well, this is all new to me, except for the keyless part. I have spoken with him several times, and he told me that he has been finishing a couple of his classes, and I have asked him what are his plans when he get out, where will he go, where will he be working, and is he planning on seeking help, as he get out and continue to seek help. He told me yes, and I mean, I don't know what else to say. I can't be the mom or the daddy. Sister. All we have is it's just us love. And far for Keyless, I apologize if my brother did. Well, not if he did, for what his actions were. I really apologize for that. You have spoken on several occasions, and I'm sorry. I wish I could take it back. I can't, because he did it, not me. And I can only try to make things better in certain ways. And basically, that's all I have to say, because I don't know what else I need to say. Y'all have any questions for me?
Yeah, ma'am. We appreciate you taking the time to speak with us. Thank you. All right, we'd like to
You're
hear
welcome.
now from Keyless Wood. I'm sorry, we couldn't make that connection. The record does reflect opposition on behalf of Keyless Wood. So, Mr. Francis, is there a statement you'd like to make?
Yes, ma'am. I would like to, I took the time out to reevaluate myself, and I came up with a remorse statement.
Okay.
I wish to make a statement. Though there is nothing I can say that can erase all the pain and sorrow my action has caused, both to our family, hers as well as mine. I wish to say I'm very remorseful for what I've done. Please do not take these words lightly. It took me a long time to get to this point. I am sad to say that I hurted you. I took something that was valuable to you. Though my words and my action cannot take or erase the pain that you're going through, that you will have to deal with for the rest of your life as well as mine, I take full responsibility. I hope that you can find it in your heart as well as my family and your family to forgive me for what I have done. The pain that will last for a lifetime. I'm truly remorseful for what I've done. Please forgive me, as well as your family, as well as mine. I hope that the board, as well as you, can understand that my action that I have done was behind stupidity. It was deeply hurtful, this heinous, totally unprofessional. And I pray to this day that you forgive me.
All right, thank you, sir. I think that the board is prepared to vote. We'll start with Mr. Freeman.
Okay, Mr. Francis, you've done a great job while you've been in prison. You're doing a lot of good things. But, there is a definite pattern here of sexual abuse and it gives me a lot of predatory concern. You're still a very young man. So my vote is to deny.
Mrs. Jackson? All right.
Mr. Rowland, I'm so happy to see the progress that you've made. You've broken through any denial. You recognize the harm that you caused, but more importantly, you recognize that you have some problems. And it's going to take a lot of work to deal with those problems. I'm glad to see that you completed all those phases of the treatment and also I'm glad that you are mentoring in that program. I'd like to see you do a little bit more work with you. Because you've got a lot of healing to do. You've been a victim as well. And you've got to learn how to deal with those emotions that come as a result of that. You have such a long-standing pattern of sexual offenses, but I think it's going to take a little more work to get you to the place where we can feel that you're not a threat to anyone else. And I think that's going to take some work in you to feel it's you. So today, my vote is to deny. But I want you to take that as a not yet, as opposed to no. And you keep working on yourself, keep dealing with the trauma that you've experienced as a result of what's happened to you. And if there are any programs that are available to you to help you better deal with your own trauma, I think that will help you in the long run. My vote today is to deny, but I'm going to encourage you to keep doing the hard work that you're doing. Because it's hard to take a look at yourself and be honest with yourself. Now you have to move on from that to healing. And I would like to see that process continue a little bit longer. So good luck to you.
Mr. Rocha?
Mr. Francis, based upon your prior criminal history, you've been convicted of 3 felonies, a third felony offender. You have multiple sex convictions. Your age, your victim, law enforcement opposition, and opposition from the DA's office. My vote is to deny your request.
Mr. Mirabella?
Thank you, Madam Chairman. You've really come a long way. You've worked very hard and you've accomplished a lot of things. I think you've got a little more work to do. As Judge Jackson pointed out, I think you need to do some healing yourself. My vote today is to deny you today, but hopefully you can do a little more work and try again when you get the opportunity and you're able to. Perhaps it'll be different. So keep up the good work. My vote today would be to deny.
So, Mr. Francis, you've received 4 votes to deny your application, and I think the message is just not yet. So you've received some encouragement from my colleagues to continue the work that you're doing. You've still got a little more work to do to work on you and healing for you. So keep up the good work. Today, your application's been denied. Reapply when you're eligible. Good luck to you, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
You know, I would like to say, so you think you've seen it all, but we have seen this twice before. So this would be the 3rd time that I can recall where they had initially blamed it by saying, I thought she was her mother. And in this case, he did show up to the parole hearing and didn't say that. He at least wised up, but I'll show you. Here's one of the times.
The decision was made under the influence of alcohol. I thought it was her mother. It was an accident.
Well, you know, and I know you gotta know what's going on when you dealing with children.
Yes, sir.
Jim Wise. And here's the other one.
Tell us what happened.
Well, it's just, I come home one night, I was drinking one night, and I'm thinking it was her mama. And it, you know, when I come to my senses, it was her.
Okay. All right. And that's what happened.
Yes, ma'am.
It was only one time.
Yes, ma'am.
Miss Wise and Jim Wise are not related, but you can see she was like, okay. Not buying into that, but it's scary. What can you say? You know, that was a commutation for him, for Mr. Berlin, Francis, and it was to shorten his sentence, which they of course said no. But remember, he is getting out sometime soon. What do you have? Was it a 20-year sentence or a 25-year sentence? And he's 55 today. And I mean, I have written down 20 years, but I'm not sure if it was 25, but he was trying to commute it to make it shorter. So with his history, you know, if someone wants to say it's just terrible, he was abused as a child so terribly, and it's fine if one wants to have empathy towards that, but that doesn't change that he's a danger to society. I think as Mr. O'Shea said, like predatorial, or I mean, you can't risk it. You can't risk having someone be out around children, because it's almost feels like it's inevitable what will happen. And it's just like as Mr. Freeman's reading through, we find out he has a manslaughter conviction. Then he has something written up where he was doing something with his baby sister and her friend. Then there's something else that shows up that he has offenses in foster homes and crimes against nature, and it just keeps going on and on. And it's just scary. And at first he told the police, "Oh, I thought it was her mother." And then, we get out that of course he took her from the bedroom and put her on the end. It's just, yep. There you have it. I mean, if you didn't see it, you might not believe it. I don't really know what else to add. Of course, the board all denied it. The one thing I guess I will rage about, which is just crazy, and I say it all the time, but can you imagine that he has a low risk score? When they ask the warden says, "Well, he has a low risk score." And that's just crazy. And I'm trying not to get worked up right now, so I won't. But the idea, something needs to change. The score obviously is broken, and if you're not gonna fix it, then at least stop referencing it. I mean, come on, don't be a sheeple. The data is there. The trusted data from the U.S. government. We've gone through it before. It shows how high the recidivism rate is for this class of offender, and it's like multiple times. It's I forget the number, but it's magnitudes higher. So the idea that they can actually, we actually went over the numbers once on the actual report. Maybe I can do that so we can go over it more than once. The actual data, and it's terrifying. And then to think that the prison systems, and it's not just Louisiana, we've seen it across many states, where if someone has an offense in Texas and in Louisiana, and they both have risk scores, Texas and Louisiana both rate low risk scores, and it's insane. And that needs to stop. It needs to stop. It's just nuts. I don't know how you stop it. You need lobbyists. I don't know who benefits from them having a low risk score as well. Like, you would think you would follow the money, but I don't know if that's the case here. It really could just be that they paid a bunch of PhDs a lot of money to come up with the risk score, and the risk score takes into account how your prison record is, and majority of these inmates with these type of offenses don't have write-ups, and it just makes them have these low risk scores, and that it's obviously not how things work. Hey, but we're just, we don't have PhDs. We're not so smart, so we probably don't understand it. We just don't understand it. We should leave it to the PhDs. Yeah. Anyways, I'll put a link to those hearings in the pop up right here, and I'll put it in the description. And with that, I'll let you go.